Hi guys, it's Teeth, and I have been asked a couple of times what was in my bag for my European trip. And to give a little background on this, I wanted to pack extremely light for this trip. I wanted to carry everything inside of a day bag, and I wanted to keep it very minimal and what I was going to need. So I thought I was going to need a wide angle, something fast, so I could shoot at nighttime, like a f2 or f1.8 or f1.4, and then something that had a little bit of reach on it. But I didn't want to carry something too big and heavy. So originally, I have my 5D Mark III. I love the camera for portraiture. It does awesome. And I thought I was going to be taking this because this was going to do everything. It's weather sealed. I've taken it on top of Mount Fuji. But I also had my 70 to 200 f2.8 version 2. Great. Love this lens. But unfortunately, I didn't think I was going to be doing a lot of portraiture on this trip. So I was going to do more of a wide angle landscape stuff. So this stuff, as much as I wanted to take it, it's just too big and too heavy. So that was automatically rolled out. The other thing I wanted to take was my carbon fiber Oben tripod. I love this tripod. It's a CT 2381. It's got the twist locks in the back, opens up real quick. It's got a nice little ball head from Manfrotto. It's the 496 RC2. Really good. I like it. Don't have anything bad to say about it. However, as you see, it's too big to fit in a backpack or a day bag, and it barely fit in my suitcase. So this thing was going to stay home. So first things first, this is the bag I ended up taking. This is the Low Pro Photo Hatchback 22L, and I can fit my 5D Mark III in it, no problem. It works just fine. But I wanted to get a lighter system. So we're going to go ahead and start opening up this thing up and show you what I had. And in the photo compartment, which is on the back, which zips open to the back, which is what I like because I'll be in Europe and I wanted something a little more secure. And the first thing I have is my Sony A7R. Love this camera. It does a lot of things. I got my Camera Plus adapter, which you can see the link to here of the review I did. And then I also took my Canon 17-40 f4 lens. Nice light lens. It works really good. It does the job, and it does everything I need it to do. So this is my wide angle setup. It's a little bigger than what I like it to be for a mirrorless setup, but it does a really good job. The camera strap is the Peak Design Slide. Awesome camera strap if you're trying to go out and take pictures and be around the neck. Go to a sling, and then if you're doing landscapes, you want to get rid of it, just go ahead and quick disconnect off the camera. So that works awesome also. I absolutely love it. It clips right back into place. So this was the camera I took, and that was with a lot of the pictures. You can see I'm flipping through it right now of a few of the different kind of shots I take with a wide angle. Next lens I took was my fast lens, which was my 51.4, and it's got the hood on it. This is a great lens for shooting at nighttime and portraiture. I used it a few times. I can probably think of maybe 2 or 3 times I used this lens, and I used it in Paris for the Eiffel Tower shot for one of them. I used it in Amsterdam, and I believe I used it once or twice in Venice, in Murano, just to get a couple artistic shots. But other than that, this lens, it's a good lens to have if you're out shooting around at nighttime, but I really didn't use it because I was shooting mostly landscapes, and in Europe, it's landscapes. I also had, well, that was my second lens, by the way. My other lens, I wanted something that would reach, but I didn't want to take a 70-200. It's just too big. As you can see, my bag would be, all of it would be just my lens. So the camera lens I took with me was a good walk-around lens, but I didn't use it a whole lot, believe it or not. It was my 24-105 f4 VR. It's a great lens, does a job. However, I didn't use it a whole lot because most of the time I was shooting at the wide end. And when I did use it, I was only using it for a selective few times when I wanted to isolate something in the photo. And the fact that when you throw it on here, it's a lot bigger, plus it's a lot heavier. So it just made the camera really unbalanced, and it wasn't really enjoyable to walk around all day with this attached to a camera that was half the weight. So I used this once, maybe twice. I think I used it in the Paris shot and the Florence shot you'll see here. But other than that, this is my telephoto reach. And I was planning to use this in the Alps, but I ended up I didn't use this because we didn't get to the top of the Alps. So that's in the photo compartment. So we're gonna zip this back up and we're gonna go into the main compartment where the accessories are. In the main compartment, I took with me was GoPro Hero 3 Black. Love this for time lapse and whenever you're trying to get into an area where you're just doing a little bit of action cams. We use this in Capri a little bit, and I didn't really do time lapse a whole lot because we're constantly on the go, but it was a backup to a camera need. With that being time lapse, you have to have a way to do a moving time lapse. So I got the IKEA timer with the GoPro mount. It's really good. I'll link a video so you can actually see what I'm talking about, how I make time lapse with that also. Next in here is I have to charge my camera. So this is the standard Sony adapter camera charger, which is basically a USB plug, what you get with an iPhone. Plug in, charge your phone, it's good to go. Charge your camera in this case. So that's what I had with me. I didn't keep it with me all the time, but I did have it. I did bring a selfie stick. Well, because this selfie stick is actually pretty good because it has a tripod mount on the bottom. You can actually attach something there and actually raise it up, and it's like a mini tripod. And I had my phone adapter, which an iPhone 6 is actually a pretty good camera, and you can actually do a pretty nice time lapse. So it was a makeshift little iPhone time lapse thing. So whenever I went out to dinner with the wife, I could set up and do like a little time lapse. Next, rocket blower. The mirror on this, there is none. So the sensor is really close. So whenever you're changing out, changing in lenses, sometimes I just give it a one over because sometimes when I'm shooting at f/22, you can see a little bit of the sensor dust, and this just helps out a lot. So that's my rocket blower. Next, Manfrotto Pixi. This thing is quite amazing. Lots of places in Europe do not allow tripods up on the top, and they usually say, hey, no tripods, whatever. But this little thing you can actually sneak in and hook up your thing, and you could just set it down where you're at, put your camera on top, and no one's the wiser. And if you just hang out real close to it, put your hands near it, you can actually get away with getting a couple of nice shots at nighttime or at dusk with your camera and get that long exposure that you're looking for. So this is my backup to my main tripod. Next in the bag, I also have a Sony Remote. It's off-brand, got it on Amazon for like $6-7 or whatever, but this is my timer remote. Next, I also have a filter. Pro ND 1000 filter, which is a 10-stop, 77mm, fits all my lenses except for the 50-1.4, but this does an awesome job of just making everything silky smooth. I use it in a few times, but I especially use it in Manarola, where you can see in this image right here, I use it to smooth out the water, and I did one exposure of that and I did the other exposures and I blended it all together. But it wouldn't be possible without this. So this is a very handy item I keep with me. It's not big. Next, this is my fun little toy. It's in my Leica case. It is a Loma LCA original Russian lens. So this is my point and shoot camera. Real fun. Throw a roll of film in there and you just go around, take pictures. Fun. At the end of the trip, you go get the film developed. You never know what you're going to get. So you might get something fun, you might not. But it doesn't take a whole lot of space. But this does not go in my bag all the time. It does go with me on the trips, but it didn't come out every single time I was out walking around. But last but not least, Swiss Army knife. I bought this one in Switzerland, and I actually ended up using it a lot for the rest of the trip for little things I needed to do. If a screw came loose on a tripod, or I was watching the sunset and I had a bottle of wine, I needed a corkscrew opener. It was very handy. This pretty much is going to stay in my bag from now on. When I get back to the hotel room, next thing I need to do, where is the next thing? Oh, last thing on this for camera gear is I got this tripod. I was gonna get a 3-legged thing or one of those travel tripods, but I was on a budget, and I ended up getting this Dolica, I think I'm saying that right, little tripod, and it works very fine. It actually extends just like my other one. Open up the legs, pretty good range. And the center column also opens up and you get some extra range there. But overall, it's not that bad. Would I want to use it all the time? No. Would I want to use it on a trip? Save some space? Yes. This fit really nice into my suitcase, and whenever I was out walking around for the day, I usually ended up taking this, throw it in the side, probably hitting the microphone right now, throw it in the side, and it worked just fine. You can take it all day with you. Not that heavy, but it was good. So next thing is when I get back to the hotel room, I need a way to offload these images. So I have my 13-inch MacBook Pro, basic. Everyone knows what that is. And I offloaded it onto a Western Digital 1 terabyte external hard drive. And that was pretty much what I took. But as you can see, the camera choice I think was a wise one to do, from my 5D Mark III to my A7R. Plus the image quality on my A7R is just unbelievable what it produces. It's getting old. The A7R II is coming out now, but it still is a fantastic camera. And I'm actually looking to get a new wide angle. I'm torn between the 16 to 35 and the Sony 10 to 18. Because on this one, when I was in Europe, I find myself getting to 17 millimeters. I just want the extra little bit of, you know, can I get all of it in? And I felt like if I was at 12, 13, 14, that ballpark, I know you can't really use 10, but at the 12, I think you would be able to get a lot more in. I think it would be better. When we were on the photo walk in Venice with Trey, he was actually using the 10 to 18, and I believe that that's probably the next lens I'm going to go to. So, with that being said, that's what was in my camera bag, and if you guys have any questions, go ahead and ask me down below, and I also have links to everything I use, and that's about it. Alright, thanks. Bye.